Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I am Real Gabe Anders, and you're listening to tonight's Real Gabe Anders Show. It's fight night. You feel that? Fight nights. The big fight. The marbles fight. All the marbles. On the line, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. You know, the problem child versus Iron Mike, the natural born killer. Former heavyweight champion. Against the former YouTuber. Boy, oh boy, are you excited? I think they're just about to kick off in Dallas right now. And man, oh man, there has been an electricity. It's been building up this whole week. And here we are tonight. We get to see who's going to take it all. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, who you got? Who you got? Let me know in the comments who you got. If you're listening to this and it happened already, well, you know what happened already. I don't. In fact, I'm here with you. So we're going to be discussing some sports news we're going to get into. We have some other great topics for you here tonight. Going to talk some boxing, football, a little bit of everything here on the Real Gabe Anders Show. And I'm watching on a delay, so I'm going to be watching. We're getting food in hand. We still haven't decided on a menu. We're going to need to make that decision quick as I get off the air here. And we're going to be watching on just a slight bit of a delay. We're going to be watching on Hawaiian time. Not the equivalent of Hawaiian time, but we're going to be watching just on that 3, 4, 5 hour lag or whatever it is. 3, 4 hours? I think that's what it is, right? So we're going to be watching on a bit of a delay. And then if we're able to, I might be putting up something special this weekend. But if not this weekend, you'll certainly get a reaction on Monday of the Logan Paul. Why do I always want to say that? My wrestling's getting the better of me. My pro wrestling background's getting the better of me. I'll have some Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson reaction. But for now, we're going to go and enter into the news here. Well, I can still pull up news in the sports world. So, as you saw, may or may not have seen just some sports news around the world. Going to catch you up here. T. Higgins is going to be returning for all you Bengals fans. I guess he's been out for 3 weeks with a quadriceps injury. Seemed to be all smiles, reported by ESPN earlier today, and he is on the plane to Los Angeles at this point. I'm sure they've probably touched down, and he'll be back in action against the Los Angeles Chargers. So that'll be an interesting matchup to watch this weekend. And Bengals versus Chargers, very interesting, very evenly matched, and it'll be fun to see who might. We'll pick a winner on that one a little bit later, round 2 here tonight. Bills tight end Dalton Kincaid with the out with a knee injury will be ruled out for Sunday versus the Chiefs. So that's going to be a big blow for the Bills as they take on their nemesis, arch nemesis at this point, if you will, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, who, as we mentioned yesterday on the program, will be out their kicker, Harrison Butker. So Butker actually making it to the IR. No word on Dalton Kincaid that I've seen just as of yet. Just simply ruled out for Sunday, but both players not in action. The Wednesday, I guess, LeBron James of the Lakers became the oldest player to record 3 consecutive triple-doubles. Big news there that happened a couple days ago on Wednesday. He apparently broke his own record, which I believe he was 34 when he became the oldest to do so, and gave a little bit of insights that he will be done in a couple of years. Nothing official, no dates stated, but LeBron James was quoted by ESPN. I don't know how many years that's it. If it's 1 year or if it's 2 years, whatever the case may be. The quote goes on. I've said it the other night. I'm not playing until the wheels fall off. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the guy who is disrespecting the game because I just want to be out on the floor. That won't be me. That's what he said after Wednesday's win. And I checked in with Broken Link Brad. I wanted to get in his opinion, a big baseball guy, on the Juan Soto buzz. And, well, I can't necessarily give you a verbatim word by word of exactly what Broken Lake Brad said, but I'll give you this. He definitely stated that the Yankees should do everything in their power to keep Juan Soto for lack of being able to express what his actual statement was on air. That was when I asked him what he thought about the Blue Jays, since he's up in New York, in that area, about the Blue Jays courting Juan Soto. And, well, that's Broken Lake Brad's opinion. So, very knowledgeable, I would say, and have to kind of agree, especially if you're a Yankees fan, right? So, last night, the Eagles beat the Commanders on Thursday Night Football, a game that we were kind of tracking during yesterday's episode, and I was able to get that rewatched. Apparently, I didn't catch it. Eagles fans, apparently, after the Saquon Barkley touchdown, were chanting, "Thank you, Giants." Definitely appropriate, and you gotta love the rivalry, as we were kind of speaking about the NFC East yesterday, being instilled in Philly. I'm sure there is no love lost for anything that brings the Giants dismay. Couple things that I did like. I liked how Brian Robinson definitely came back with the vengeance from his injury for Washington. I liked that Washington is sneakily good. I think that they are a very, very promising. They have very promising bits of football. I think, right, we all know the Hail Mary against the Bears a few weeks ago. Some of the excellent games that they put up, excellent wins that they put up, have been almost seeming like we want to know if they're real or not, right? I think yesterday was a great test against the Eagles, who are just seemingly solid. I would say kudos to the defensive line of Philadelphia, really keeping Jaden Daniels in check, not really giving him a lot of time, and really being able to get in his face and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. I think that really helps out. There were a lot of checkdowns that I noticed, and not a lot of big plays being made. McLaurin was kind of subdued, if you will, and well, the Eagles offense looked as good as the Eagles offense can tend to look. So I picked Washington for the upset right before we were going on air, right before the kickoff, and well, I was down 0-1. So just remember that on the other side of the break, we're going to do this week's NFL picks for Week 10. I'm Gabe Landers. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. This is the Real Gabe Anders Show. I'm Real Gabe Anders, and you can follow us, just to let you know, on the Instagram. We're at Real Gabe Anders. No, we're not. We're at RGA Show on Instagram. You can look us up, Real Gabe Anders, on Facebook, and I believe there's still a Twitter out there with Real Gabe Anders or Real Gabriel Anders or something like that. And not too much on the X these days. Lesson I learned from the 90s. Not too much X. The Instagram is going to go ahead, and there's going to be a link on there. By the time you're hearing this, we should have the email list up and running. And once we get a few of you partners up there, we're going to start sending out some mailing lists. So if you like what you're hearing here on the Real Gabe Anders Show, we're going to have some more of that, more content delivered right to your inbox, right to your email. But for now, we're going to go ahead and settle in and do some Week 11 picks here. So, again, right, we've already know that the Eagles defeated the Commanders yesterday. So, Philadelphia beat Washington, and that's going to go ahead and leave me 0-1 at a start. So, again, I did go ahead and give myself, I wanted to put it in just in case, just so that we'd be doing picks here today a little late in the week. So usually I try to do them a little before the Thursday night game. However, this week, alas, we were not able to, but I did throw it up on at RGA Show on Instagram. That's I was going with the Commanders for the upsets. Not so much. It kind of looked like it was going to go that way in the first half, but Eagles ended up taking it over the Commanders 26-18. So, moving on, let's go ahead and feel free to keep score at home and let me know at Real Gabe Anders or at RGA Show on Instagram and Real Gabe Anders on Facebook what you think. So, keep score along, and I think on most of your podcast platforms, you can go ahead and let me know here too. So, the Packers versus the Bears. We're going right into it with a very solid division rivalry. The Packers are 6-3. The Bears are 4-5. And for this one, I'm gonna have to say I am going to go ahead and go for. I'm going to select the Green Bay Packers in this one because I want to say the Bears almost had it. They could have been the favorites heading into this one. However, the last few weeks of play, I don't know if that Hail Mary in Washington really kind of brought them under, but that I feel like was a make or break game for them. And they have not been the same since. I feel like they're not the same Bears as they were early-ish in the season. Jaguars at 2-8 are going to take on the mighty Lions at 8-1. I'm going to say the Detroit Lions here because, I don't think we really need a lot of explanation, do we? In a game not played in London, the Jaguars are 2-8. Man, talk about a shocking surprise this year. I don't think anybody, I know myself, did not expect the Jaguars to be 2-8. But yeah, going Detroit Lions. Miami Dolphins at 3-6 against the Raiders at 2-7 in a you're probably only watching if you're a very diehard fan of either team, game. I'm going to say we're going to give this one to the Las Vegas Raiders. The New England Patriots at 3-7 against the 4-5 Los Angeles Rams. We're going to say that the New England Patriots. No, I think I'm going to say the Los Angeles Rams now that they have Puka Nacua back, now that they have Cooper Kupp back, and they have Matthew Stafford as quarterback. I'd say they're going to put that together. They're kind of they're hanging around in the NFC West. So we're going to go Los Angeles Rams on that one. The 2-7 Cleveland Browns against the 3-7 New Orleans Saints in the battle of the I'd say what is this? The battle of teams that's we probably thought at week 3 were going to be far more promising than they are. I'm going to go the New Orleans Saints, having just defeated the Falcons last week. Ravens and the Steelers in a big matchup. 7-3 Ravens versus the 7-2 Steelers. I'm going to give this one, probably in a very dramatic fashion, to the Ravens. I'm going to say 7-2 Vikings versus 2-7 Titans. I don't think there's much discussion there. We're going Minnesota Vikings. 4-6 Colts against the 3-7 New York Jets. We're going to give this one to the Colts and put up another win in their in their win column. Another tally in their win column. That's what I'm trying to say. 6-4 Atlanta Falcons. 5-5 Denver Broncos. I'm going to say the Falcons rebound from their loss last week, and we're going to go Falcons. 4-5 Seattle Seahawks against the 5-4 San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to say that this is going to be the week that we start to see the 49ers pick it up and turn it around and turn into the NFC Championship, defending NFC Championship team that we've seen of years past. 9-0 Chiefs against the 8-2 Bills. I don't have the exact record. I wish I did, but I do believe that Josh Allen and the Bills have a stronger record in obviously in the regular season than they do in the postseason. I'm going to say that this will be the upset of the week. I'm going to say that the Buffalo Bills are going to be the ones to blemish the Chiefs' perfect record. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles, not San Diego, Chargers. I'm going to say that this will be a very interesting, close one, but the Chargers, I think, will eke it out with their new Harbaugh-oriented offense. And Chargers 6-3, Bengals 4-6. And the 6-4 Houston, Texas will play. Wow, they're going to have the stadium cleaned up that quickly, huh? Against the 3-6 Dallas Cowboys. I think one advantage for the Dallas Cowboys and the Texans will be not only will the stadium crew probably be recovering from the big fight tonight, That's happening at AT&T Stadium, but it'll be a night game, so it's going to take place at 6:15 Mountain Standard, so about 7 o'clock Texas time, I think, Dallas, Texas time. So that, I think, is going to save them. However, I don't think anything can save them from the mighty Texans, who are a lot better than their 6-4 record puts on. So I'm going to take Houston Texans over the 3-6 Dallas Cowboys in Monday Night Football. Teams on a bye: Cardinals, Panthers, Giants, Buccaneers. Fans of those teams will have to wait and play next week. Enjoy while everybody else, right, plays their guts out on the field. So those are my picks. We'll see how we did come Monday morning, and let me know what your picks were. As for round 2, we're just about done here. I'm Gabriel Anders, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. Real Gabe Anders here on the Real Gabe Anders Show at RGA Show on Instagram. There's a link on there. I think right now it goes to the blog, but soon it'll go to our email list. That's something you're going to want to be a part of. We'll have more details next week, but please sign up when you get the chance to. Real Gabe Anders, or Real Gabe Anders Show on Facebook as well. If that's your poison, and at Real Gabe Anders or something on X. This is round 3. Let's go ahead. What we're going to do now is I thought about we could go on about some boxing, but we'll save that for Monday or over the weekend if we end up being able to coordinate that. But Monday we'll talk more about the big Tyson Paul fight. Now, we're going to go ahead in round 3. We're going to take a trip around the NFL. So we did the NFL East. We did the NFC East yesterday. I gave my opinion on some of them. I ran out of time to speak about the New York Giants. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit as many of these teams here towards the end of the program as we're wrapping up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you my opinion on each of these teams, on what they should do to be the Super Bowl contenders that everybody wants them to be, right? So New York Giants, let's go ahead and pick up where we left off yesterday. New York Giants, wow, you got to figure this out. Daniel Jones, I've always been in defensive. I do not mind Daniel Jones' style of play. I was thinking the other day, because I saw somebody mention that the Giants, who will the Giants pick in the draft to replace Daniel Jones? At first, my instinct was to think that's not really necessary. They really should look at going, elsewhere. I think that one unfair thing is he hasn't had the best line. He hasn't had the worst line in front of him blocking, but I think that it might be time to end the Daniel Jones experience. Just simply for the fact that, right, they've had good enough receivers. They've had good enough tight ends, fair enough blocking. They had Saquon Barkley, and I would really like to see them up the defensive game. But, at the same token, I think it starts at home underneath center. And I think to get the morale change and boost that the Giants are needing, I think Daniel Jones is going to have to go. They're going to have to pick somebody younger, fresher, and probably a rookie. I would prefer them picking like a veteran who's hanging around, right? Maybe like a Cooper Rush if he ends up turning it around in Dallas if he's available, or a Trey Lance if he hits the market. But at the end of the day, I think that's going to be the key, and then you start working on the other pieces. San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to put it very blank. You got very, very, very flat. You got McCaffrey back. You have an unexpected talent in Jordan Mason, as well as a third back. You have a running back core, which I don't know if Shanahan's fully used to having more than one. He's always had a good, pocket of running backs, but you got them back. You got Debo healthy. You got Kittle healthy. Everyone's pretty much healthy. You have your number 1 pick in the offense, that just like you expected, and you have Brock Purdy, who's a madman on the field. Now's the time to really put it all together. Once Greenlaw comes back, this team is going to be nearly unstoppable, and I think better than they were last year. It's just got to start clicking. Kansas City Chiefs, how are they 9-0? That is a team that, I would never accuse anybody of having officials in their pocket, nor am I going to start today. But one thing I can say is the Kansas City Chiefs are one of the most luckiest 9-0 starts that I've ever seen in my life. I think it's going to be a true testament to see how strong they are as the defending world champions when they play Buffalo this Sunday. So that'll be a true tell. That'll be a really true tell to see if their luck continues or if they are, in fact, as stoppable as I truly believe they are moving into the second half of the season. Detroit Lions, do not stop doing anything you're doing. Even losing Aiden Hutchinson for the year has not cooled off the Detroit Lions. Full steam ahead on the golf wagon. Dan Campbell, kudos. Great job. Las Vegas Raiders. You lost Devontae. You don't know if you're going to have Minshew at helm. You lost the rookie quarterback. At this point, play your hearts out. Play your hearts out and really start trying to develop a strategy that's gonna wow the second half of the season and really start thinking about who you're going to have at quarterback come next year, because I don't think any of these guys are it. Quite honestly. And you need some more wide receivers probably too. Defense, you're fine. Las Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos. Keep riding the Bo Nix train, I guess. That is super surprising to me. I don't quite know what's going on there, but they have a very quality young group of guys, and Denver Broncos, they're going to be something if they keep figuring it out. That's going to be a team to watch here in the next couple of years. Los Angeles Chargers, you are on your way. Do not stop listening to Jim Harbaugh. Do not, at any cost, ever stop listening to Jim Harbaugh. Also, do not stop giving the ball to J.K. Dobbins. That is your money and your workhorse right now. He gets Gus Edwards going. You got the rookie in the backfield. And lo and behold, now that you have a true running game, oh boy, do those play actions coming out of Herbert's hands work even better, right? Got to keep Herbert healthy and upright, and that's going to be a hard thing to do, and that just is what it is. But keep flying the Harbaugh flag and do not stop listening to whatever he says. Seahawks, you know what? We're going to save the NFC West because they are telling me that my time is near. This week is in the books, you guys. I hope you're having a lot of fun right now. I hope if you're listening to this live, you're getting ready for the big Tyson Paul fight. I hope you have some good grubbage, and if you booze, some good boozage. Remember not to drive home. Get a designated driver or call an Uber or a cab on your way home from the fights tonight. We want to hear you, but we want you back here Monday, all in one piece, listening to us. And then let us know who you think is going to win. And if you're listening to this after, was it a great fight? Let me know how great of a fight was. But not until about midnight Pacific on Saturday, because I'm watching that on the lag. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this week. We will be back next week here on The Real Gabe Anders Show. I'm Real Gabe Anders, and if you can, give me a follow on Instagram at RGA Show, and the link on there, go ahead and click that and join the mailing list. Thank you so much this week. We will see you next week. Good night.